Hello everyone, this is the daily angel card reading for Wednesday, 21st of November 2018. And well, let's see where things are gonna go. It's been an interesting couple of days. I record this the night before, so if you haven't already, check out Zen Rose Garden. I'm going to be doing the midweek projections with them. They're on the Facebook platform, and in addition to that, they're on all social platforms. So if you haven't checked them out yet, check them out. And if you are just chiming in, say hello and let me know where you are in the world. I am in Las Vegas, and it is quite beautiful. I'm originally from New York, and it's been quite a transition. Totally different. I'm enjoying the warmth. I'm going to put that out there. Anyway, this is a collective reading, so if something resonates, that is fabulous. Let me know in the comments or reach out in personal message. Hi, Debbie. Turlock, California. I have not been that far out west. In fact, this is the first time I've ever been out west. So I hope that it's doing well for you over there. If this reading resonates, let me know in the comments. You can also personal message me if you want. You can book your own personal reading with me as well. And if something doesn't resonate, you can either let it fall away, ask for clarification, and still book your own personal reading. So all that's going to be in the description, and we're going to see where things go. So if you hang out to the end, I'll give you your own personal projection for the upcoming 24 hours, and we'll see how that turns out for you. Okay, I am getting to learn a few decks, and the ones that I was interested in pulling today were from Ancient Animal Wisdom, and it is from Stacy James and Jada Fire. We have Chameleon, Sevak, it's a fingo. How is California treating you? And we have the butterfly. And we have wild dog. Now this is talking about, okay, for the chameleon, this is energies being risen, higher elevation of self, these new spiritual awakenings. A lot of the internal work is starting in us, and we have to say yes to, I guess, the process of it. This is a huge time for uncovering, a huge time for looking into the new mystical aspects of self. Now, what is colder? Because I know where I was in New York, they've already canceled snow for school and all those things. It's really interesting. Down here, I could walk outside without shoes on. Never had that happen before around this time. Okay, well anyway, sorry, back to the reading. Okay, so this is talking about, all right, in this time of awakening transitions, you're going to be doing a lot of research into, 34, my goodness, a lot of research into new unforeseen areas. Actually, I want to go back into this because, for one, this is like the second time I've looked at them, but I am being pulled to them. Mystery. Okay, so stepping into the mysterious and creative spirits and taking off the mask that we wear. Yeah. So in speaking your truth, see how relationships and situations, whether it's career, education system, family dynamics, see how those currently resonate with you, because in this transition time, as we go through this higher awakening, this higher sense of not self, but spiritual self coming into play, and we are tapping into our spiritual sides, we start to notice how what is comfortable and what is known, tried, and true starts to no longer resonate with us. And a lot of time in this transition, as we go through this butterfly phase, a lot has been our comfort zone in the past, still tries to hold us into that comfort zone, and you have to make the decision of whether or not you're going to break away from that. So that is something for you to decide. See what resonates with you, see what brings you up, builds you up as a person, not out of fear, not out of necessity, but out of excitement, out of expansion. But also, when you do speak your truth as you go through this transition, be ready for the counterpart in this, regardless of the dynamic, to speak their truth. You have to honor what the other side of this is and allow that the space to grow where it needs to grow and where it also needs to go. So listen, the moobaloo, I don't know. But this is listening completely open and authentically, completely without judgment, without fear, without bias, without ego. A lot of what holds us back is pride, fear, and ego, which is really all one, and it is it's the appendix of emotions and feelings. It is okay to have healthy ego. It's okay to have healthy pride, but when it becomes an anchor and stops you from moving forward, that is when you need to start pulling those cords. Hello, Aria. I have a pup right here. Her name is Aria. Beautiful senior chick. Yes, and she wants to join in on the reading. All right, honey, if you hang on, I will pull you your own personal card afterwards. Hello. Okay, so now we are going to go with, I was going to go with Angel Prayers, the Oracle cards from Kyle Gray, but I want to mesh it with Spirit Song Tarot cards. So we're going to see what that is. If you're just chiming in, let me know where you are in the world. Say hello, and if you hang out towards the end, I'll give you your own personal projection. You can pick from any of the decks that I'm using tonight, or you can simply let me go to where I'm being pulled to for you. And if one or more cards fly out, that's perfectly fine. But if more than like 4 come out, I'm going to reserve that for a personal reading. All right, I want this one and this one. If there's any more that'll come out right now. Okay. All right. Okay. Guys, if you are new to the channel, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm doing daily readings. I'm doing middle month projection, and then beginning a month for the astrological signs. And then I still have to do the themed one, which love won out, because love always wins out. The 2 of crystals. Interesting. Okay. All right. Far too many cards. I'll take it. Okay, so right now we're working with Spirit Song Tarot from Paulina Cassidy. This is what the front of it looks like. This looks like my friend Tanya could have done it. The artwork on it. She's this amazing tattoo artist in New York. She has these waist-long dreadlocks, which are bright pink, and she has been doing this for years. Definitely a unique but amazing person. So we have the 2 of crystals, which talks about balance and adaptability. We have the 9 of crystals. Yeah, right? It's pretty. This is security and abundance. We have justice. This is, again, a balance-seeking thing, and imagination. And then we have, I'm going to marry these 2 piles together. It's love and accept yourself, peace and harmony, the power of forgiveness, and new beginnings. This is talking about, well, it's pretty clear. As you tied off all those loose ends and pulled all those cords, and you know, even in the beginning of the reading, I was talking about that, pulling the final cords, all these little red tendrils, from those relationships that we have held on so tightly for security reasons. We are finally able to start letting those go, because you see that you are whole in yourself and that you don't need anyone to fill your cup. Depending on someone to fill your cup is not taking into the idea that, okay, their cup is going to eventually run out, and what am I going to fill that with if they've already filled my cup with all that they have? It has to be absolute balance in that. So in this new beginning, you're seeing where you need to be with your energies, what resonates with you, and allow those separations to take place. You are in peace and are in harmony, so you have a time of forgiveness to release those codependent or potentially toxic relationships. And forgive yourself for the time wasted in that, because you don't get that time back. A lot of people hang out in relationships for years on end for security, for the sense of codependency, you know, oh, I can't live without this person. You kind of can, and you kind of have to, because at the end of the night, you don't answer to anyone else but yourself. You might as well be acknowledging that you're whole in yourself. You have everything that you need. So there's going to be this huge upheaval and change, and it's going to be over the process of months or weeks, however long your story reigns, but it is going to be change that goes the distance. And all you have to do is show up, say yes. Don't do everything at once. That is the surefire way to overwhelm yourself and shut down. You can hit the ground running by doing one step at a time. And when you complete that step, do the next step. Finding balance. Know when you are spreading yourself too thin, and know that even in this fear that you could fail, you have the security that you are never going to be without. You're never going to be left to your own devices. You're not going to be abandoned. A lot of what keeps us from moving forward, in addition to what I said, is the fear of abandon. Why are we so afraid of people stepping away from us and being on our own? Why are we so afraid of what is in our own heads? It's just you. And that is this awesome beacon of light that is continuously growing and shining. So this is going to be a huge creative adventure for you. Now, this could be creative in the spiritual sense of you unlocking all those tools. There has been a lot of talk of clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. There was actually a class at Zen Rose Garden tonight that talked about clairaudience. It is that little internal monologue or the external. There's actually two, and you can actually hone the gifts of those both. But there is a lot of creative adventures and openings that are happening that are occurring like that. Don't run away from your creativity. It is your soul wanting to express itself. It is yourself opening up the channel. And once you break through that barrier, the scariest part is done. It's always the anticipation that gets people. So when in doubt, just say yes. So this is what the cards look like. They're really beautiful. Look at those leaps forward. And this is talking about how every little string in that web flows into each other. You are a thread in this huge web of life. It's always a thread or a fiber, but it's ever needed. The wisdom. I was talking with my friend Rachel the other day, and we were talking about animal symbology. And she was talking, because before I had come down here, I kept seeing owls, and they were the ones without ears. But the thing was, this is so morbid. It was dead owls, but the owls without the ears, that talks about negative energies. But since it was past, like these animals had crossed over, it was like a negative plus a negative equals a positive. So it was like new beginnings, wide opening occurrences. But the ones with the ears, that is initially the positive sign and the deep wisdom. Owls are huge on that. I hope that made sense. But anyway, that has been a huge thing. And I noticed that in the West, the animals that are completely roaming around the area, even the types of birds and their calls are so different. There's this bird, I forget what it's called, but it can mock like, I guess, 300 different kinds of sounds. 300 different kinds of sounds. All right, you know what? There's that Mercury retrograde where I can't communicate. That is my crutch. Hummingbirds, that is fast moving. So that is, I guess, a fun and childlike and party-like, a passion of life occurring over your life in the next, I want to say 12 weeks. That is usually the time frame of them. It is constant movement. Did you know that if a hummingbird sits for any extended period of time, it will starve to death? That's insane. Not this past summer, but the summer before, I kept having hummingbirds fly right in front of my face. It was, I thought it was like a bug at first, and I went to swat it, and I realized how fast it was moving and how it was kind of bigger than a horsefly. I had to step back to actually know what it was, and that kept happening like over that one particular summer of 2017. That was a great summer. Actually, all of 2017, all of 2018. Put it in the comments how those years were for you, because from my point of view perspective, it has been just years of massive change. Yeah, sometimes you get those comfort years. All right, collective. I didn't want to keep all 6, but I really feel like I need to. All right, so in reverse, we have a lot of reversals with this. And again, reversals don't mean anything bad. It's just talking about what we need to pay attention to. So, all right. Yes, fast moving. Because, you know, can't really capture their wings because they're moving so fast. Look it up. Look up animal symbology, hummingbird. I do that a lot, and I have a lot of books on animal symbology. I have like 3 walls of books. I'm a total book junkie. Let's see, we have Never Ending Story in reverse. No Place Like Home in reverse. Upright, we have Loyal Heart. Then we have Time to Go in reverse. Breathe, upright. And Go the Distance. This is talking about This is going to be kind of separate from the rest of the reading that we had just done. This is for people who are refusing the movement. And I get it, it's scary. It is so scary to step into something that you are not well versed in, that can be such a calculated risk. I completely get that. Been there before, as we all have. Just because you fit in does not mean that you belong there. It could be a mask that you're wearing. It could be a facade that others are, you know, projecting onto you. You can fit in, but that's not really your place. It's not where you're destined to be. It is not a never-ending story. This has to end because it is making your heart and your energies tired and low, and it is such an anchor that you don't even realize because it's been a long time piling up. So try and see where your loyalties are. Why are you loyal to these connections? I'm not telling you to go cheat on your significant other. Do not be that person. Don't use those words in that way. But where are you spending your loyalties, and how is it making you feel? How is it making you thrive as a person? And on the flip side of that, how are you affecting another person? Because even though there is that mutual connection, that mutual agreement, maybe you're not the best fit for this person and to be in their life, and it's not a public service to stay in that connection. You can lovingly part ways, however the dynamic is, and still agree to, however, be in each other's lives, but you have to give them that space to find out what is meant for them. And yes, this is time for you to go inwardly. Now, again, this is talking to a different crowd than what was on the beginning of the reading. Breathe. Let what's come to an end right now. I know you're trying to hold on tightly, and I get it. We have all been there, because that illusion that we create in our head can be so beautiful. We verse it so many times that it becomes so real. We can sometimes create it in our experience, in our existence, but it's something that is, again, an illusion. So let this, if you can, just baby steps. Go inwardly, do the inner work on your funk, and then come back to the table. Because what will come and stay and go the distance in your life is not going to be this hard. And you are worth so much. It is huge that you allow yourself to be in the receiving mode of what healthy relationships look like. But you need to be healthy in yourself too, which is why this is saying go and do the internal work. Figure out why you won't allow yourself to have these connections. This is a huge regeneration time. Stop resisting. You're gonna get there. Whether or not you get there exhausted or kicking and screaming is totally your call. I'm more along the lines of being brave and stepping up and taking those small steps forward. It's not easy, but it's right. All right, we're gonna go with, I'm gonna finish off with this and then romance because I love love. And I also want to see who's hanging out, and we'll do a daily projection for you. Oh, that was rather quick. Let's see what else wants to come out. I have a feeling that it was, let's see. I can almost guarantee that it'll be confirmation of unconditional love because that is the theme amongst the collective. Unconditional love. When your heart breaks open and you have the pieces shattered on the floor, those pieces become the fertile ground which your seeds planted will grow from. When you're in the darkness, it is when your seed is working on being sprouted. You can't see the sunlight, but you can feel the warmth starting to come for you, and that is where your seed is going to sprout from. So be mindful of what you are planting in this time. Yeah, sure, there's always a time where you can simply disassemble the seed, but that's a lot more work. Just be pure in your intentions and what you're planting, I suppose. Lots of 5s in tonight's reading. Good God, yeah, change is really happening. And it's really to be looked at as an adventure. We have Marlena. You are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. This is talking about going and doing the internal work. So do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. Again, see what resonates with you. You can reach out to your metaphysical shops if you have the ability to do so. Head over to Zen Rose Garden because they are here in Las Vegas. And if you can't, check out the Zen Rose Garden platform because, oh my God, evergreen classes, amazing teachers. The CEOGs are the most down-to-earth people I have ever met in my life. I will always praise them. They are that incredible. All right, schooling, study, and education will help your life's purpose and growth. So, yeah, and stepping into this new purpose or this new mission that you are making aware in your life, what is making your soul thrive, it does require some form of training. Now, this can be in, if it's like a spiritual course, you can go for the certification in that. There's always yoga certification, acupressure, acupuncture. There's so many ways to go about this. I'm a certified hypnotist. I'm a Reiki master. I'm an ordained minister. And I've been doing readings for over 20 years. That is what I have for schooling so far, and I'm constantly expanding. And I'm going for more certifications because I love this field. Whatever your passion is, you don't have to have all the work done at once. This is a constant learning process for you. So find out where your truth is. If you go back to school, go back to school. Don't worry about the funds. You'll fill out the scholarships, fill out the grants, fill out the loans, all that stuff. Make sure that you cross all the T's, dot all the I's. Everything one step at a time. And then you have, I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. So if you're watching this, chances are you're probably a light worker, a healer. A lot of us are healers. A lot of it, well, everyone's an empath. It's whether or not you choose to work on those tools and those talents. That is completely up to you. But this is talking about how you are a service to the public and how you are an energy healer of some sort. That's for you to decipher and distinguish and decide to build on. But you have a strong purpose in helping and healing people. So if that is of interest with you, well, check it out. Have fun with it. You know, when you give a healing, you get a healing. That is something that I learned very early on in Reiki certification. Because again, what you put out mirrors back to you, and that is an immediate thing. It works with your vibration as a person. You have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. This is, again, talking about the creative spark opening, the self-expression. There's so many ways to be an artist. You can be visual, audio, all those things. But it is your soul that you are putting out there, because art is an expression of oneself, your soul, your truth. If you're putting that out there, then that is what is resonating with the community. And you want to know what? You're going to find fans everywhere. There's almost 8 billion people in the world. You're going to have fans. Be brave in putting yourself out there. I know so many amazing artists, and I love their work. I love their truth. And there's one more that wants to come out. This one was oddly standing out. Now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. You can't demand every little thing that goes around it. You can say, I want help with this, I need help with that, and then put that out there and then get out of the way of it and let it manifest how it is best seen fit for you. It's going to come in unexpected ways, but you'll recognize it when it steps up by the way that it feels, and it is up to you to say yes at that point. So I hope that you are brave in doing that. Again, it is never easy, but it is worth it, and it is part of your spiritual mind, body, and spirit strengthening tools. It is your spiritual weightlifting. All right, we're going to finish this off with love. I love love. All the dynamics, all the ways it expresses itself. All right. I'm going to speak to single and looking, reconciliation, and already established relationships. All right. I already have one that came out. I want like 2 or 3 more. I like to try and keep it around those 4s. I feel like that is beginning, middle, end, and all around. Playfulness. Yeah, a lot of healing of the inner child is happening right now. A lot of groundwork being done in the public. That can look like a lot of things. There may be mommy, daddy issues, fears of abandonment, all those things. It's not bad. It's talking about how your storyline has affected you personally, because no one else has your perspective. That is the biggest thing that you need to understand. Yes, some people had easier lives, some people had harder lives, but again, your story is your story, and you don't know anyone else's. So be completely compassionate with yourself and pay attention. Don't compare yourself to others in that one. It's a fruitless endeavor. You have, for yourself, playfulness, trust, and passion. So if you are single and looking, this is talking about freeing yourself of expectations that you have impressioned on you. You don't have to be any one thing. All you have to be is your true self. That is not too fat, too thin, too rich, too poor. You're not to any one thing to be in love with another person or to be loved by another person. This is all how you value yourself. Everyone is absolutely equal in self-value, but you have to actualize it. And you have to, well, no, you have to demand the same in return. There's no too much of any one thing to be coming into your world. It is all about how the vibration is meeting up with you. So if you have a red flag about a person, don't ignore that. I'm not saying stick with a relationship that is too much of, well, if it's too much of anything, it's just all you need is unconditional love. But if this is talking about reconciliation, then you have to free yourself of the attachment of that person, of what it was to you, and expecting them to come back and putting a timetable on it. You have to reclaim the playfulness. There's been so much seriousness, so much concentration and demand on these partnerships. It has to be so serious so fast that we forget that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I know that's from The Shining. Kind of twisted to compare it to that, but you have to have playfulness in this relationship. Now that looks like something different for everyone else. So when you come back into these reconciliations, if you want to still see if there's love there, then see how the playfulness is. Playfulness is a very strong thing in partnerships. It is the innocence of each other. So there is refound passion to be ignited here, but you guys also have to build that trust that you guys lost before. Even lies of omission, even little white lies, add up to these piles under the rug that we trip and fall flat on our faces with. So heal the inner child, be playful with each other, don't take it so serious, and let that slowly evolve to passion. If this is talking about committed and solidified relationships, then you guys need to recapture the passion. You guys have a lot of love there, a lot of playfulness. You guys have to free yourself of so many restrictions, and I want to say also so many responsibilities. You only have this life, and yes, there is responsibility. Yes, you probably have bills that need to be paid, and you know that a lot of us have families, a lot of us have children. There is responsibility, but it does not have to be so rigid. Learn to flow in the breeze with it. And when you take that pressure off each other and off yourselves, then that'll allow for true connection, the revitalization of the relationship, and, well, it'll be wonderful again. Because again, you guys have a lot of passion. It's just you guys have to free yourself of the expectations imposed on you. So I hope that that made sense. If you're just chiming in, I just finished the reading. I'm calling it out 31 flat, again. God, cool. Anyway, so if you're still here and you want your own personal projection for the next 24 hours, reach out. I'll see where this goes. And if it's quiet, then we'll call it for the night, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the reading. So, would anyone like a card pulled, or are we going to call it? All right, guys. Well, I hope you had a fabulous evening. I will see you all tomorrow, bright and early, for the collective reading. Well, actually, it'll be bright and early somewhere in the world, but I do it at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to try and be there at the same time tomorrow, so I'll see you all then. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all, well, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So until then, stay safe, have fun. Talk to you all soon.